Nursing to sleep can be a really common way of getting your baby to sleep, especially in the early days. It can be a really comforting, easy, really nice way of getting your baby to sleep, and if it is working for you, fantastic. But long term, this can become one of the strongest sleep associations. So when we want to work away from nursing to sleep, how do we do that? Today I'm answering your sleep question: how do I get my 2.5-year-old to sleep without nursing? Hi, I'm Amanda, founder and co-creator of Little One Sleep Programs. I'm a pediatric sleep specialist and mother to 2 darling little girls. At Little Ones, we sell comprehensive online sleep and nutrition programs from 0 through to toddler and preschool age. We do this via our custom-built app where we have our fantastic programs, and we also house our amazing support village for our customers, where our trained sleep consultants and our dietitian are there to answer any of your questions day and night. Make sure you visit us at www.little-ones.co if you need any further help or information. Feeding to sleep is a really hard sleep association to work away from if you have decided to make that transition. At 2.5 years, I would actually recommend that while we're doing this transition that you drop the nap to ensure that your toddler is really tired and ready for bed at 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. For those initial few days, obviously if your toddler needs to go to sleep and have a nap after a couple of days, then yes, of course, put them down for a nap, but hopefully by then you've had 2 or 3 days of teaching them to go to sleep without nursing to sleep. After you've dropped that nap, which will be really key to your success and being quite a quick transition of removing the feed to sleep at 2.5 years. If your toddler is around 2 years, I don't think that this would really be the optimal time to completely get rid of the nap. But at 2.5 years, you're at that ideal stage where you can get rid of that nap at that stage. So after you've done that, you would put your toddler in bed at night time, and you can certainly feed to soothe them if they do start crying. But first of all, please make sure you give your child some credit. They can learn new skills, so still put them in their bed, say goodnight, and see what happens. Don't automatically assume that they're going to start screaming and crying, because they may not. They may just drift off to sleep, and that can certainly happen. If they do start crying, absolutely feed them, but feed to soothe them. Don't feed them to sleep. So feed them until they're calm, they're quiet, and again, pop them in their bed, say your sleep phrase, and you can certainly stay with them until they go to sleep, or you can try walking out and see what happens. If you've dropped the nap, I can guarantee that they need to go to sleep at 6:30, 7 o'clock, so they will go to sleep. It won't take very long for them to go to sleep, but just be there, comfort them. If you stay in the room, that's totally fine. You can use your voice to soothe them. You can use your touch to calm them down and stay there with them. If you want to pat them or do whatever, that will certainly help. Again, if you need to pick them up and feed them to soothe them, certainly please do that. So the transition should be reasonably quick of feeding them, soothing them, putting them down, and after, I would say, probably about half an hour at the most, at 2.5 years, they will be asleep. Day 1 is going to be the hardest. Then day 2, they know that things are changing. Day 2 will be a little bit hard, but it shouldn't be too bad. And by day 3, I would say that the association should be gone if you're not doing a nap during those first 3 days. After that, I would actually do a nap to let them help catch up, but not in their bed. I would actually, in this situation, probably take them for a drive or take them in the pram or something like that, just to have a completely separate sleep association. Do something else to let them catch up and have a nap, and then again make sure at bedtime you are consistent in your consistently doing the same thing, putting them in their bed, feeding to soothe them, but not to sleep. And remember, if they have had a nap during the day, that day, then make sure it's not too long, because if it is too long, they will have a lot more fighting power to be able to fight you at that bedtime period. If your child is still waking overnight as well, hopefully by dropping the nap that will help that a little bit, but during the first few nights they may wake overnight because they haven't consolidated their night yet. And if they do wake overnight, you just do that same process that you did at bedtime. Feed to soothe them, put them down and say your sleep phrase, pat them, calm them, and make sure that they do go to sleep without you feeding them to sleep. Another few things that you can do that can help if you're not already doing this is you can introduce another sleep association, such as a cuddly or a lovey or a toy to hold and cuddle to help be their new sleep association. If at 2.5 years you are wondering if they're afraid of the dark, it's a good time to introduce a night light, but keep it dim. Make sure it is a red light, please, no blue lights. Blue lights are very strong in the middle of the night. Also, make sure the curtains are down, that it is a dark room other than the night light. And you can also introduce white noise. Again, if you haven't been using this for a while, it's fine. You can certainly introduce white noise. That helps the brain calm and sort of tune into something to help with inducing sleep. I hope that helped answer your question and gave you a few ideas of how you can get rid of feeding to sleep at 2.5 years old. And if you need any further information, make sure you please visit us at www.littlenones.co. And if you liked this video, as always, give us a big thumbs up. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click that notification bell so that you get notified of videos just like this one.